Aklis, welcome. You've raised your hand, I see.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you very well.
Right. So I don't know if it's much of a question, but
Oh, you're
I was,
sneaking a question in. You could tell I was winding up, couldn't you? Go on. I'm kidding. You go for it.
yeah, so I was abiding it silently. I even had you muted for an hour or so, and
Okay.
I sort of came out of it about 10 minutes ago, and I feel like I was just hit with this massive wave of suffering. I feel that way sometimes, like I'm abiding, and then, I just go back to perceiving the world. And I just feel so horrible. Like, I guess it's the move from the bliss of the experiencing the bliss of the self so vividly to experiencing objects. The transition just feels so like jarring. What's the word? Jarring?
Jarring.
Jarring, yeah.
Jarring. It rhymes with father, jarring, the first syllable.
Could you say something about that, Tom?
Yeah.
What I've just described.
Yeah, it's very common. It's a very common thing is many of you will have experienced when you go into deep states of bliss, of silence. First of all, some of you won't even be able to access those states. But once you do start to access those states, especially if you come to satsang, you'll start to find access in these states of deep silence, bliss, and inner knowing come much easier the more you come to satsang. But then sometimes you will have these times of deep silence, and they'll be mirrored by the frenetic energy and activity of the mind. So it's almost like the deeper the silence you go into, the stronger the ego comes back afterwards sometimes. Have people experienced this? So raise your hands if you've experienced something like this. Okay, quite a few of you have. So before I
Uh,
come at list, oh, perfect, you're going to speak. Yes, I was going to ask you to
Um,
give me
yeah,
feedback.
well, the thing you mentioned with the ego coming back stronger, I've noticed that especially like when I was practicing a lot, spending a lot of time in silence and just not perceiving the world. As soon as I stop, it seems like um, the vasanas themselves like intensify so much. Addictions intensify. It just feels like, a backlash.
It's a great word to use. It's like a backlash. That's it. So, and this is about integrating the teachings. Excuse me. This is about integrating the teachings and the practice whilst you are seeking. See, whilst you are seeking, you have to find a way to integrate the teachings and the practice into your life. And you need to find a way to bring this peace into your life. Nirvikalpa and savikalpa. Nirguna and saguna. Meaning both when objects are present and when they're not present. Meaning you need to find ways of becoming more peaceful, both when you're practicing with your eyes closed and when you are going about your daily life with your eyes open in the waking state. You're interacting with objects, you're interacting with people or things or whatever you're doing. You see? Because otherwise, if and the ego may need to be refined in some way. You might need to hone some of the concepts and the beliefs and the habits the ego has. When you enter into deep silence and bliss, your ego also gets a chance to rest and recuperate. It's like a boxer in between rounds. You know, you have a boxing match, maybe it's 10 rounds long, 12 rounds long, and in between each round, they get a minute's rest, you know? And you might get a boxer, he's really tired at the end of the round, has a minute's rest because they're trained, you see, they're trained to recover in that minute. It's quite interesting physiologically if you're interested in physiology and exercise and science and sports science and performance. It's fascinating how the body adapts to the sport. These athletes, they know they've only got a minute's rest between rounds, so they train their bodies to for maximum recovery in that minute. Well, our egos are kind of doing that as well. As we're going into silence, they're recovering. They're like, oh, right, round two coming up. Let's get ready. Okay, ding ding, round two. He's just opened his eyes. Okay, let's get him. You see? So if we haven't worked on the ego, this is more important for householders, but for everyone, even if you're a renunciate, they'll have these same problems. This drives many renunciates crazy. This is one of the reasons Bhagavan didn't recommend people give up their lives outwardly until they have developed a level of proficiency with the practice and the teachings. You need to integrate it into your daily life. Your ego needs to be honed and sculpted, meaning your thought patterns should be the ones that generate most peace and least disturbance. This means when you're not practicing and the ego comes back, it bounces back, or as you put it, Aklis, this backlash, it's not so bad because your ego is trained, it's honed, it's sculpted. So the next question is how do I integrate? The simplest way is devotion. Or to put it even more accurately, surrender. It's the simplest way to do it. The other way is to talk to me. Now, it doesn't have to be with me, but talk to someone about whatever's going on with you and get those issues sorted out. I've done this with many of you here in completely different ways because everyone's unique. Means that when the ego bounces back, it doesn't cause as much damage. You see? Taking this boxing analogy, the ego is the boxer. Every time we're still, it's resting. But what we're doing, we're kind of taking away the boxer's, the ego's strength and power and ability to harm us by integrating the teachings into our life. Integration of teachings, integrating the practice, having a more benign ego, a less damaging ego is very useful for the seeker. Integration. Integration is only prior to realization. After realization, there is no integration needed. There's nothing left to integrate. Or we can say integration happens by itself naturally after liberation. Integration is basically, whilst you're a seeker, it's about learning to be a happier, more productive, more able person, whatever that means for you in your life. Just doing self-inquiry will help with integration. But if it's not if you're not engaging in a practice or connection with Bhagavan throughout your life, then those moments when you're not connected, the ego will come back. So finding a way to bring the teaching with you in every aspect of your life as much as possible. It's not completely 100% possible, perhaps. As much as you're able to, finding a way. And pruning, culling, honing those vasanas, making them healthier, less damaging. This part of teaching, it varies for everyone massively. This is why when you have one-to-ones with me, each one of you brings out a different aspect of Tom, or a different Tom, we could even say, a different version of me. Many of you have seen this. I'm laughing because it's as much surprise to me when it happens as it is to you. If you bring out, a very kind and loving Tom, or maybe a bit more stern Tom, or a controversial Tom, or, whatever it is, whatever's needed, right? A very chatty Tom or a quiet Tom, Doesn't have to be me. It depends what you're needing to integrate. But often, for many of you here who have connection with me, it will be talking to me. Again, doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to be me. This is why we have one-to-ones, because one-to-one sessions are valuable in ways that we can't or not so easily address in satsang. And this is why we have satsang, because satsang is valuable in ways that we can't fully do in that one-to-one sessions don't do fully. This is why we have them both, because they're not the same. If they were the same, I wouldn't bother doing both. Just pick one. Okay. Aklis, any response from you? Is it helpful, unhelpful?
Um, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling pretty despairing. Like, I don't know. I just feel so sick and tired of integration, and I don't feel any devotion, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that. It's not a nice feeling at all. Now, you might not want to hear this now, and that's fine if you don't want to hear this now, Aklis. But for all your feelings and the negative feelings, as you put it, ugh, I think that's how you put it. Ugh, I feel ugh. There's always a reason, there's always a thought, there's always a vasana that makes you feel that way. Maybe not now, if you're feeling like that. You probably don't want to engage with any of this stuff. But there'll be a reason why you're feeling ugh. There'll be a reason why you're feeling negative in this way, or tired or weary. Just unpicking that will help a little bit. And unpicking a little here and unpicking a little there makes a big difference over time. The other thing about integration and all this stuff is we don't have to do it alone. This is what I meant earlier by devotion or surrender, right? When I first answered the question, I said the simplest answer is devotion, and then I said more accurately, surrender. What it means is we Bhagavan will do this for us. He'll sort it all out for us if we leave it to him. He'll sort it all out for us. His power is our power. His radiance, his beauty, his fullness is our radiance, our beauty, our fullness. So when we surrender to him, we allow ourselves to shine and take over. Okay, I have to go, I'm afraid. Gone a bit over time. That's fine.